Hello everyone, today is Thursday, December the 1st, around 10:30 p.m. New York time. We're going to go with a daily video today. Guys, we're going to take the opportunity that the market is being so slow, and using that opportunity, we went a little bit deep right here in when it comes to what should happen in the market. If you guys remember, May 4 is a very huge day when it comes to the dollar. So that's a crucial day in the dollar chart, in all the dollar pairs. May 4 was the day that the euro dollar, for example, did 149.40. Now, we still are suspecting that either the market is doing a double zigzag from that day, or the market is doing still like it finished a cycle on October the 2nd and is correcting higher in the next leg of the double zigzag from October the 2nd. Now, why we are suspecting that? Because if you take a look to the copper chart, this is copper, and this is like, remember when the market, guys, was dropping here, we say it's gonna bounce because copper is dropping correctly, right? That's exactly what happened. Now, look, the recovery in copper is an impulse. And because it's an impulse, and because the first leg of copper from the lows right here, it was a three-way move, that means that copper needs to break this high and go higher in 3 ways, right? Now, we should end tomorrow, most likely, or sometime next week, we should end the first leg of A to get 3 backs and then higher. Now, let's take a look at the chart of copper in the 4-hour. In the 4-hour in copper, this is what it means. 3 ways here, 3 ways back, and we should get 3-way higher. Now, this A right here is this A right here should be sold. Why? Because there is a still possibility of a flat. But remember that the whole analysis at the beginning was as follows, that the A way, it wasn't even close to the 50% retracement in the daily, which means that we need to get to 4 in cross. We need to get to this peak in copper. So thinking about this, it makes me suspicious that the market, from the cycle that started this Sunday, that the market is going to do, instead of the double zigzag, is going to do a big double zigzag when each leg is going to be a double zigzag. And then that's going to drive me the conclusion that the dollar can get a little bit lower. Now, let's take a look at the dollar. Let's take a look at dollar right here. The dollar, this is October the 2nd, it dropped in 3 ways. Now, the question is, this move in some pairs, like the Norwegian, like the Singapore dollar, is already invalidating any type of nest, which is telling me that if this is a 3 and this is a 3, guess what? Most likely the dollar can trade below the 74 area. That needs to be seen. I would go more with the idea of something like this, and then another leg down to the trend line. I mean, let me contract here a little bit, and then you trace a trend line between these two lines, and then right there is when the dollar possible is gonna find support around this trend line, that it should be around the 76.4%, around 76, which is the 76.4% of this decline. And remember, we are calling the dollar to be in the B way of a leading diagonal, wave 5. So, and that makes sense also with copper, because copper needs to drop in 3 weeks, all right? Now, let's keep moving now. For tonight, which is more important, but I mean, it was a very slow day, and I got enough time to get a little bit deeper here. What we're expecting is dollar strength and dollar weakness. So technically speaking, if that we're gonna say tomorrow what the news is gonna do to the market, guarantee you that. We're gonna let you guys know what the news is gonna happen. We believe that the dollar is gonna trade, most likely, unless that this is a triangle, the dollar is gonna trade about 78.50, probably to around 78.80, and then it's gonna draw lower. In other words, in the euro is gonna go to 134 to 133.30, 133.60. It's gonna go higher to 136.80, 137, and then the euro is gonna drop back to around the 133, 132 again, and then it's gonna go higher again, most likely following this path. That's what we really like in the market, guys, to be honest with you guys. Now, let's move on to some individual pairs. Okay, this is the euro, guys. This is the euro. Now, at this stage on the euro, we're gonna think like the euro is dropping within the D way, and then that the euro right here ended W, this is S, and then this is W of a lesser degree right here. Now, what I was trying to explain here with the corporate scenario is as follows: that as of right now, you need to think that this is the risk and this is the top in the euro. Nothing say for sure if that being the case or if not going to be the case. Only that the trend line doesn't look good for the triangle to be here, but this S can extend to 140 easily. That S can extend to 140. Now, what is the most logical path right here? It's going to be down here, higher here, following copper. He should do something like this. A very corrective wave, like it did right here, This is 1,000 peak here, 1,000 peak here. He should get there. That's why I want to get along around this area, because this low, probably you're never going to see it again if it's extended right here. That's why I want to get long here. That's why we have the order there to get long against this low. Now, after this top, the euro then should drop, and should drop to minimum 124.50 area. Now, in the short time frame, what we're expecting on the euro for tonight? What we're expecting in the euro for tonight is this. Exactly what's taking place is a decline to any of these 3 Fibo area, and then from here a move higher to 136.59 to 137.23, and then 3